Ah, Lego, you're exaggerating! Is it really that bad? The Vancouver Canucks are second in the Pacific right now. They've got 8 points in 7 games played. They had 3 out of 5 wins on their road trip. How are you going out there and saying that it's a disaster right now? Well, I just wanted to go over a few things here first. Yesterday, we made the video talking about the Canucks' 5-1 loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins. By the way, that Penguins team, they're doing pretty well themselves. I mean, don't look now, but they're tied for first in the Metro. How crazy is that? Metro boomin' wants some more, and I'm not going to say the next word. But I wanted to dive into just some extra notes from this game here. Because I didn't talk too much about the lines and the distribution and the plays and who was going out there. But I think there really is a conversation that we can have about that. Let's open it up by just looking at the numbers here first. So, the most played Vancouver Canucks forward yesterday against Pittsburgh was Kiefer Sherwood, 2028. He then had Connor Garland, 1951. Evander Kane, 1720. Atu Ratu, 1701. Elias Pettersson, 1656. And Jake DeBrusk got 1350. Look at that, eh? Jake DeBrusk had almost the same ice time as Drew O'Connor did. He had just a minute more than Arshdeep Bains did. How interesting is it that these are supposed to be the first-line caliber guys in Vancouver, yet they're being played down here? Just keep this in the back of your mind as we go through some of the things that I've bookmarked over the past few hours here. It's all Montreal and Vancouver stuff. This is what Hockey Stat Cards went out there and tweeted about the NHL Game Score Impact card for Vancouver against Pittsburgh yesterday. You can see that at the bottom left of the graphic, he had Drew O'Connor, Marcus Pettersson, and Quinn Hughes, who had an unfortunately bad game, an uncharacteristically bad game. And in fact, you could even say that the way Quinn has been playing has incited some level of panic from folks in this fan base. We already made a video just the other day addressing that same idea. Hey, we need to talk about Quinn Hughes. Things are looking suspicious with him. Let's dive into just where everything is looking. Chester Ming went out there and tweeted this. It's really difficult to give Adam Foote the time when he's going out there and playing these lines like this. Why is Foote rolling 4 lines like Willie Desjardins when they barely have 2 NHL-level lines? And Sherwood and Kane have more 5-on-5 time on ice than Petey. It's like the Ratu line is the first line. You'd be right. 5v5 deployment, Pettersson, DeBrusk, and Garland was the lowest played line. O'Connor, Lebate, Oman, Bain, Sasson, Carlson, Kane, Ratu, Sherwood. What in the world is this? And, yeah, that's why Chester Ming's going out there and saying, this is pretty stupid. Here is what Noah Strang went out there and said. We are nearly at the 10% mark of the NHL season now. Vancouver is getting caved in at 5-on-5. They're trailing 278 to 344 in shot attempts. That's a massive red flag. Some PDO luck has covered up this team's true form. The significant injuries only add to Noah's level of concern. PDO is exactly what the Canucks had in their favor in that 23-24 campaign when they made the playoffs and advanced to Game 7 of the second round. I'm not going to say that they were the best team out there, but they were getting quite lucky with the saves that were being made and the shots that were going in. And some of that same magic has brought itself into the forefront in 25-26, which is why Vancouver is even in this spot in the first place, where they are second in the Pacific Division or tied for it. This is what Sapster went out there and said in response to Noah Strang's tweet. There is some context missing in this, like Vancouver playing with 10 forwards against Washington. They dominated the first half of that game, and the games where Lekaramaki and Coots got caved. However, with how the team is currently deploying players, unless there is a dramatic improvement in that regard, the improvement we would hope to see from chemistry being formed within the structure will never come. The way the team is deploying its players is simply not modern enough. There are some other folks going out there and talking about bottom left Hughes. These are some of the replies over here. Cook, he's been bad, no other way of saying it. Then you also had yourselves this. Sapster tweeted that when the Vancouver Canucks are leading 5v5, Elias Pettersson ranks tied for 5th in the NHL in defensive zone starts. The only two forwards with either the same or more D-zone starts, plus the same or fewer O-zone starts, are Andrew Kopp and Jason Dickinson. What's also interesting is that Elias Pettersson actually is a little bit worse when he's leading. He has negative expected goals for percentage, as well as these other Corsi metrics. When Elias Pettersson is trailing, he has a much more positive expected goals for number, higher Corsi, and he's got more offensive zone start time. What this tells me is that the Canucks take a lead and instantly go, Petey, your line is the only one we trust in the D-zone. This has created a situation where Foote is trying to run a more aggressive offensive system, but by getting your best offensive players to play two-way, he's actually taken away that ability for Pettersson to tack on to the lead. When the Canucks are trailing and he doesn't have a choice, he deploys Pettersson properly. But by that point, the momentum shift is too great. What an interesting observation here. When the Vancouver Canucks are leading, Elias Pettersson isn't generally tossed out there and given the proper offensive opportunities versus when the Canucks have no choice but to rely on Pettersson when they're trailing. It's almost like Adam Foote knows that Pettersson is a very talented offensive player, but he just kind of refuses to bring the guy out to score his points. See these stats, Chesterming said? EP40 has been creating scoring chances at a similar rate as his 100-point season. The coach is just too stupid to play him more and in the offensive zone. Here's another post. Funny that Blake Price went out there and brought up 2022-2023 PD when he had his 100-point season. 2.75 expected goals for per 60, 28.08 scoring chances per 60, 12.05 high danger chances per 60. These numbers are better than what happened in 24-25, by quite a lot. But you think about 25-26? Elias Pettersson is actually getting a higher goals for expected per 60 this season than in the season where he had 100 points. He's getting more scoring chances per 60. His high danger chances per 60 was higher in the 100-point season that he had, but his offensive zone start percentage and offensive zone face-off percentage were significantly lower. Offensively, Petey is generating expected goals on the ice at the highest rate in his career, with the worst offensive and defensive zone starts and face-off rates in his career, which obviously contribute to his career worst expected goals against per 60 numbers. Holy smokes, man. This is quite the intriguing dive into what Vancouver is doing with their guys. Elias Pettersson, who admittedly is playing some of the best hockey of his career analytically, but you won't see it if you just look at the points. Okay, 4 points in 7 games. He's on pace for 47 points. Amazing. Like, wow, $11.6 million superstar. Everybody's going to harp on that. Well, yeah, the guy's not being played in the offensive zone, yet he's still producing at a higher advanced analytical rate than the season where he got 100 points. It's ridiculous, man. And this Adam Foote conversation is worth repeating over and over again as long as we have this hockey team that's in a spot to be able to compete. Right now, they're not playing very well, and I wouldn't really say they've been a good team, quote-unquote, but they are second in the Pacific. So, heading into the next little while here, we'll wait and see whether or not this holds on as the games come and go. But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Elias Pettersson and how Adam Foote seems to be really screwing the guy over so far. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you did not, the dislike button's down there for you as well. Thoughts in the comment section below, because they help out with the algorithm. I hope you enjoyed this video. 99 and bye.